Alright, we are live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Brian Olinick here, coming to you from my home office, and we're going to talk about in this video, alright, business, how to start a business, become your own boss. So if this is something you're looking at getting involved with and getting into, you've come to the right place. But the example I'm going to use and do a review on, so this is a review, is a oil changing business, a mobile oil changing business, so one where you can operate in different locations. And I want to set the precedence here in this video because I've had a friend who's done this, and how they did this was a little bit different, alright. Not typically your ideal way to do it, but you can take this or leave it. This is just one example, and that is what they did. They actually went to the internet, okay? They went to Craigslist, and they would get in contact with people who owned vehicles, alright? People who were selling vehicles. A little bit different of an approach. But they knew that most people who were selling vehicles possibly had a second vehicle. So what they would do is they would offer their assistance, alright? They would offer their assistance to do an oil change before that person sold their car, because chances are the oil would be crap, right? So this is what my friend did. They started getting in contact with a lot of people who were posting their cars for sale on Craigslist, and from there he started to build up an income and a business for himself, started to establish himself and create a brand name, and he was able to build up his business that way. Now, I will tell you this, he ended up putting that business off to the side because he was really wanting to do it because it was a simple business to make money off of. He knew he could change oil. It's just as simple as unscrewing the gasket underneath the car. And because he knew it was a simple business, he just wanted to get involved in it to make some money. And yes, he did do it through Craigslist, and he was able to do that, and you can do it too. I'm not saying it's the only way to go, but that's just one example that I know of that you can do it. And because of that, you know, some of the grunt work that's associated with and the dirty work of changing oil, some of you know, it can be a little bit dirty if you don't know what you're doing, especially on newer cars and older cars, working on different cars all the time. You know, because of that, he put it off to the side because he was looking at it because he wanted a simple business to make money. And I'm telling you, if you want to do it because of those similar reasons, I've got an additional lead I want to throw your way, even though that in essence is how you could get started, alright? A little bit of a different approach. You're not really pitching people, but you're helping them out, because if they want to sell their car, they want to get the best price for it, you could change their oil for them. So that's how he did it, and you can do it too. So if you have any questions on that, comment below and I will give you more details. But in addition to this video, if you're looking at it for very similar reasons why you looked at it and you actually put it off to the side, then the lead I want to throw your way before you consider starting a mobile oil changing business is learn to build a leverage business model where it's still simple, but there's not much grunt work associated with crawling under the hood of a car, or going under a car, or hijacking the car up to change the oil, okay, without doing any of those things. And the most leverage tip I could give you when it comes to creating a leverage business is learn to build a business on the internet. Now, is it the only way to go? Absolutely not. If I told you that, I'd be lying. But my story and experience with this, again, what I can only share with you, goes back just over the last 2 years when I came across someone who was building a multiple six-figure income business, and they're doing so on the internet, without supplies or equipment or employees, without having to drive around and go to different cars and different places, people who are selling cars. And because they weren't doing this, going all over the place all the time, just staying and operating right from their laptop computer, living in different countries right from the internet connection, I started to model and copy them. In less than 3 months after that point, I created for myself and my family a full-time income business working part-time. Not average, not typical. I mean, I worked very strategically. I had to learn some things, and when I say that, I know it sounds like, oh yeah, you pushed a button and you got rich overnight. No, that's not the case, okay? This is not a gimmick. This is not a scheme. I had to work really hard at it, just like you'd have to in any business. And if you're not prepared to do it, then business is not right for you. But if you want to create a leverage business where you can be your own boss, you want to create a simple business where you can, have time freedom and flexibility and afford what you want, all right, to be able to, from a business standpoint, create wealth for yourself, whether that's $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month extra, to be able to afford the fine things in life that you want, to travel more, spend more time with your family, take them on a vacation, all of them, all right, to do the things that you want to do, then I would encourage you, learn to build a profitable business model in a way where you don't need supplies, equipment, employees, and driving around all over the place. And the best way to do that I've come across is an online business model. So I hope that makes sense, and if it did make sense to you from a business standpoint, you can always check out my site after. I know a little bit vague, but you can check out more detail on my site. It's 123marketingtips.com. The link will be in the description below. That said, though, I hope you really enjoyed this video as much as I did putting together for you. And I will see you, regardless of the approach you take, on the beaches of the world. Take care.